Sunday, April 12th. Sunday, April 12th. Look, I'm a space creature on the planet Mars. Or something. Anyway, I'm going to the store. Anyway, so I got nothing to report. It's just Sunday. It's Easter Sunday. Yes. Transstack coming soon. Anyway, so yeah. Here is it is a Monday. It is Monday. The sun's come out, but it's cloudy, partly cloudy. And Erosion of War Part 4 is going up today. 4. Ooh. The latest news on Fox to keep everyone like pissed off. That's an Uber Catholic. Apparently is a lie story printed by an Uber right-wing website on Facebook about Nancy Pelosi and Biden, saying they put in the coronavirus bill abortions for late abortions. It's completely bullshit. It obviously would be bullshit, but the buzzword there is abortion. They completely made that shit up. And they just ran with it because Fox loves talking about other things to distract people, including that. They love that. Abortion. Whoa. Okay, yeah. First of all, late term, that's illegal. It's already illegal. They're not going to put that in a random bill for relief of like medical relief. Why would they put that in there? So they didn't do that. They're lying. And I would actually know because I looked it up. Anyway, yeah, fact checked and everything from 3 different sites that were actually legitimate. But yeah, it's like, come on, guys, are we gonna go on about that shit again? Like the last election where they kept bringing up like that fake disease Center for Medical Progress, which like claimed they were like selling baby parts, and then it turns out they were actually arrested for fraud and for trying to solicit baby parts. Kind of ironic, down in Texas and California. So if it was those guys, and it probably was, they've been to jail for fraud and lying. I think they probably are lying again. But Fox loves that kind of stuff, and they're like, oh no, it's totally true. Pelosi's evil, and she's got a pitchfork, and she's like scooping out things out of a bucket to eat them. Oh my God, it's horrible. She's a cannibal, or whatever. They'll just make up random shit because sure, why not? Just piss off their base. Well, it doesn't work because it's stupid. In fact, back in the day, 4 years ago, the Midwestern Duluth chapter of the Anti-Abortion League, told those people to dial it back. On their website, they said, okay, there's people from Medical Progress quit contacting us. We won't have anything to do with you when we're Catholic. That's what they said. You need to dial it back because you're crazy. Like, there's nobody selling parts, and there's nobody doing that now. So, and that's actually my late Aunt Roseanne's former like protest site was the MCCL. It's still there. Yeah, she was uber Catholic right wing back then, and she did not like abortion. So. That site would know whether that was true or not true. They would have checked immediately. You would think, but there's other ones that yeah, the progress is bullshit. So that's the latest thing. They're trying to make up stuff about alleged baby killer abortions. No, it's like they're not doing that. If you eliminate the impossible, the improbable must therefore be the truth. Or even in this case, confirmation bias. It's a basic law of journalism. You don't like it's a round robin thing. You don't like, it's like Trump saying Fox News is his source of news, but he's the propaganda engine that puts the news there. That's a round robin. You can't have a story exacerbating a story that's about a story. It doesn't work that way. That's not a source. If you have a commentator on Fox, mainly Fox or CNN, go on and say, NBC, go on and say, okay, this happens because my sources say so, and your sources are your own people, that is also confirmation bias. So, in an example, you can't have Geraldo, Judge Janine, and Hannity and Tucker all agree that they are sources in a story because they all work for the network that puts out the story. No, the source for a story has to be from elsewhere other than within your own echelon, or it's stupid. That's a classic get it right thing. Dwight Bentel, who would live to be 104. Dwight Bentel said, just get it right on the journalism paper, San Jose Spartan Daily. He lived to be 104. Pretty remarkable. And then they immediately moved the department when he died. The Spartan Daily, San Jose State. And it's like the get it right. You can't use the Spartan Daily staff for your news story unless it's an editorial on what you did at a news story. Then it's not news, it's editorial, it's opinion. If a bunch of you go to a concert and record a concert, it's an editorial. It's not news, it's opinion. And they're marketing these opinions as news. An opinion is a fact can be an established opinion in these guys' minds, whereas an actual fact, it has to be a testable hypothesis that has at least two witnesses that aren't related to you in any way, like don't work for you, aren't related to you in any way. So it'd be like if you wanted to find out about like a news report, you would have to actually physically go out and interview people that are in the actual thing. Otherwise, it doesn't work. So you have to go out, find people on the street, interview them about the said story, whether they know it or not. That's how that silly what's that show? That ridiculous Jesse Waters show. He goes and interviews people that don't know what they're talking about because he doesn't know what he's talking about. He hasn't interviewed me. He would probably cut my footage because I know what I'm talking about. He'd be like, no, don't listen to that guy. I'll just cut it out so make him sound dumb. I've never seen that guy go to the poli-sci department of a college and talk to him. Never seen that happen. Because he's not going to do that, because he's going to, smart people are going to talk back. This is stupid. So that's how confirmation bias works. Just thought I'd tell you. In order to get two sources or more, you don't use your own pundits. That's not how to do that. They should know that. What's funny is the comedy shows, they apparently go out and actually get sources. Like Jon Stewart's show would go out and find people that weren't Jon Stewart people and interview them on the street. That's news. That works. I mean, if he uses his own people, it doesn't. That's news. Other commentators that agree with you also isn't news, because that's technically wrong too. So if you had Colbert and Stewart and Trevor Noah all on a show being sources, that wouldn't work either, because they all kind of know each other. Still confirmation bias. So you can say that. The Young Turks commentators over on the progressive internet channel, biggest one in the world, they can say, or they can interview each other, but it doesn't mean anything. They have to actually go out and they have to Ada Rolla and Kasparian and Cenk Unger have to go out and actually ask other people, and they do on occasion. But now they're sheltered indoors, so they can't currently. But so occasionally they'll bring in some random other person that's from another progressive source, and that is actually journalism. I know Fox people hate that, but that's actually journalism. So you check your facts, you put things together, and they weren't on about this, but I'm sure they are now. A stupid Facebook thing from a right winger was going on about, of course, making it sound as fantastical as possible. It's like, and they never learn. The Fox people never learn. They spread the story out. Cousin Judy, I had to text the cousin Judy and say like, nope, that story is false. She just ran with it. They're not, that's how that stuff spreads. It's like, no, they gotta check. No, how could it be false? Oh, it must be the lamestream media. How can the regular media be lamestream media? That doesn't make any sense. The regular media is the regular media. It's not. How can it be lamestream? That's childish and stupid of them. So there you go. There's my. Now I'm not going in there. There's a queue line going out that way and all the way around, like Disneyland over here at Costco. I'm not going in there. I got gas. Yeah, that's crazy. So they got the queue line, and it's like, it's crazy over here. So I am going back to the car, just gonna get gas. I'll go to Five Guys, because right over there, down the street. Of course I'll have to eat it in the car, because, yeah. Anyway, so that's what I'm gonna do. Costco is ridiculous. Incidentally, it's Tuesday. Yes, apparently. So it is the middle of the week, the fifth week, I guess. The middle of the next week, yeah. And so apparently even the diehard Fox people, even my mother, the diehard Fox people are like, oh, they shouldn't open the economy because they haven't cured anything. Like, several people have, there's 15 snake oil cures out there, but no cures for the virus. So, yeah, they can't open anything. It would just happen like China did, and it would just be like, it would just continue, because they didn't cure anything. They just put everybody indoors and quarantined them for like 5 weeks. No, they have to actually cure it. And that doesn't mean giving them, like, made-up stock option bug spray, but rather or parasite spray or whatever. It means actually going after the virus and curing it, which they haven't done. So yeah, no, they can't open the economy yet. No, this is on them. And now they're like complaining that the now they're complaining that the other people are the reporter people. They're complaining about the reporter people calling them on rightfully so, on the fact that in early January they knew that there was going to be a COVID-19 outbreak and did nothing. And then there's like, no, that reporter's just liberal, lamestream media. Oh, they went after all these reporters, and it's like, no, they're just telling you the facts. That's what happened. So yeah, they want to deny that. But no, they want to cover it up or deny it. They can't cover it up because, unlike the Watergate, it's really, really obvious. You can't even call it COVID-gate, because they should call it COVID-gate. I don't think he would get it, though. I think Trump would be like, what? Of course, if he bankrupts the economy, it's what he did with the casino. So there you go. They were playing tennis out here for 3 weeks out of the 5 weeks. Now this week, last week and this week, they're not playing tennis. Maybe they got the virus. Yeah. Wednesday. It's Jim Crow. There it is. There he is right there. Actually, I was just thinking something else. It's like, if it weren't for the trade with Mexico and China and all those other countries, we wouldn't be able to make the products that have kept everyone going for 5 weeks. Just saying. And if they closed off the borders and had more trade wars, that also would have been bad, and it would have just stabilized the economy even more. So, yeah, no trade wars. Let's stop talking about border fences from now on. No more border fences. Thursday, 16th of April. Thursday. Ooh, I still look like the evil dentist because I played the evil dentist in high school at Little Shop of Horrors play. And Tim Nielsen was the patient. That was pretty funny. But dentist butt never ever be any good. Who wants her teeth done by the Marquis de Sade? Hey, wait, I'm not numb. Open wide, because you're like home. Because, yeah, if any one of those SNL comedians would have been similar to me, it would have been Steve Martin. Except for the hair. It didn't turn gray until I was 40 or something. Steve Martin, his hair turned gray when he was like 20. Yeah. Anyway, so. The Fox people are claiming the stimulus package is going to the illegal immigrants. Of course. Which is not, because that would be impossible. And also, the banks have figured out a way to screw it, because the Treasury Secretary is a Goldman Sachs guy. So he's all like, he put a stipulation in the bill, the stimulus bill, that says the banks get to mess with people's loan from the government. So the banks get to take it if they want it for a credit debt and whatnot. It's messed up. Which is the real reason Pelosi didn't want to do it at first. She read that. She's all like, But then they decided to make up this elaborate story about abortion. It's connected to that story. It wasn't about abortion. It was about some stimulus bill thing. It had nothing to do with that. But Fox, of course, went with the most extreme thing they could think of. And Trump wants to reopen the economy. Although, strangely enough, the Fox watchers and the Trump supporters are still under the bizarre delusion that January and February didn't exist and that Trump just didn't know. But he went around saying he did. Well, if he didn't know, it doesn't make any sense, because he clearly knew. He just didn't care. He just wanted his stuff to go on. No, he knew. Don't go around saying you're going to reopen everything in April. Did that not happen at the beginning of this whole 5-week thing? Did he not say that? He totally said that. Come on. You guys have no memory. As the comedians are joking, are they Dory the fish? What's going on? Anyway, so this is Thursday. Talking Dory the fish. Also, I just thought I would throw in the thing that scientists since Finding Dory have done a report to see whether goldfish and blue tangs actually have memory problems. They don't. It turns out they were just misreading their sort of skitterbrain movements in the fish tanks, as though they didn't remember. But it was more like they were really motivated. They did remember. They were just like ADD or something, but it wasn't memory. So anyway, still Thursday. Yeah, that's kind of it. Just thought I would point out, as to be bizarre, is that in the the Transformers corrosion story, the Night Racer and Windblade robots Kidbot is called Rakshi, and after Rushka, the original Night Racer, and the other one is from Hot Shot, and this fire tank is a boy, and he's called Spoil Sport, as in Spoil Sport, the guy that he knew, but they call him Sport. Yeah, it's not as annoying as it sounds. It's actually funny. So it's only a couple of gags in there. And yes, and maybe it's not said. Maybe, Night Racer is the child of Dragon Optimus and Maxis Carta, which would be very slashy. Maybe. So I think it's Friday today, 5th thing. I went to the Target earlier, Friday evening now. And now the Burger King and the Target. Dan went to the In-N-Out Burger and came back. Now I'm being sent to the Lucky Store to gets a macaroni thing, which is not very exciting. But I'm finishing up the 5th episode of Transformers Corrosion War to that end, onto the 6th and 7th, which will be filmed back to back. Yeah. They all are anyway, so yeah. So yeah. Yeah, so that's it. Not much going on. Not really anything going on. Yes, now that the cell phone is kind of charged, this is a quickie. Saturday, the final day of the 5th week of the thing, and there isn't much else other than this is just Saturday. It's not the making of footage, but the Transformer thing was actually shorter and it was actually longer. Yeah, even with the stuff where I was rambling cut out, it's a little longer. Yeah. 6 and 7 of the Transformer thing will be back to back. As for out here, the president has encouraged the Michiganders to go after the city hall for some reason, and also the World Health Organization isn't like them because they didn't want to open the country yet. Because yeah, they haven't cured anything. It's going to be like years down. It's going to be several months down the line before they cure anything. So yeah, so and there's no testing. Yeah, there's no testing here at all. No testing. Nobody knows if they got it or not. Like, yeah. And they still haven't stopped it. It's still all over New York. It just isn't here because we all sheltered indoors immediately for 5 weeks. Probably just waited it out is all that happened here. But if they open everything, then those places that were opened will come here and infect us again. Yeah, so they shouldn't do that. So that's bad. Anyway, that's the end of that one for the 5th week. That's the 5th week. Out.